but we're going to wrap.
Money in the bank.
Rates are good. Pretty exciting.
You know why? Right.
Free money. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, welcome back to the program. Thanks for staying with us. This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk, and we're broadcasting from the one and only Rack Shack Barbecue Studio in Eagan, Minnesota. HittnerGroup.com, Hittner Group, all one word, HittnerGroup.com. Give us a call, 612-627-8000, 612-627-8000. Either Keith Areno or Keith Areno 1 or Keith Areno 2 will answer the phone, and we'd be happy to have that conversation with you. No cost, absolutely no obligation. And it is the money segment of the big program. Kelvin Kaemingk, rates are great.
Rates are great, man. Boy, I remember when we started all this, we were excited when we got under 8 and then got under 7, then got under 6, then got under 5, got under 4, and now we're under 3. So, we're locking stuff. It's not for everybody, but for those who qualify, we're getting that high 2s, and I think we're going to continue to see kind of some downward pressure. I think we're going to be in this range, which, right, I mean, what a phenomenal range to be in.
Let me ask you this question, because this came up in a conversation that I was having with some folks last night. A 1% different rate differential.
Yep.
What does that mean to the listener in terms of purchasing power? I mean, does that mean that they can now afford $100,000 more? Or, what does that mean in the difference in a rate? So,
that's a great question to ask prior to the show, so I could run it for you.
Well, I mean, simple as what's a payment on?
It's about about $40,000 difference.
$40,000 difference between. So if you have a 1%, if you're looking at a $350,000 house, roughly.
I got my worksheet up right now.
Okay, so roughly you could afford you could move to a $400,000 house and have your payment be the same.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. So we've seen it as much as about 40, 50, depending on price range and all the different variables. But you got anywhere from $40,000 to $60,000 of additional purchasing power, depending if it's a condo, you got association, some of that stuff. But as a normal rule of thumb, you're just going to have a ton more purchasing power right now, and we're seeing that where people say, "Here's my budget." So now we also talk about, because people in their mind think I can afford probably $300,000, but they don't realize $350,000 gives you a lower payment now because of where rates are at. Right. So,
and that's exactly.
And now we open up another. You always talk about there's another range that we can
world
look at,
out
right?
there that you can look at. That didn't make sense.
So that's really good, and we're enjoying seeing that. Our purchase business is just flying. You guys are super busy, which is great. The real estate market's moving swiftly, and rates continue just to hang tight. Now there's. I was talking to a gentleman that runs half the United States for a large company here in the United States, and they said today, which is Friday, and next Friday, the two largest days in mortgage closing history,
in real estate,
period, ever.
Okay.
Right, because of all the business between refi and purchase, ever. So the banks are all saying, "Hey, get your wire instructions in early.
Right.
Get everything lined up, because it is going to be literally somebody sitting there pushing the money button as fast as they can to get these wires out." So I didn't realize that.
And that's an interesting.
Crazy.
That's an interesting factoid. What are times looking like now? We had a closing that was scheduled to be at the end of August, and it was a couple of properties lined up in a row. You know how they are, dominoes. And the first one on the list, first-time home buyer, is asking if they can move their closing up, which creates a whole cascade of phone calls. And so I thought, absolutely, our guys. Fine. And then we called the people that were selling the house that we're buying, and they were fine with it. And so before we agreed to anything, I said, something, I'm calling the lender and making sure that the lender's fine with it, because I know how busy you guys are. And we were able to move that up, a half a month, which was a big deal to these people in their personal lives, but you were able to accommodate that, when I was actually surprised, because I thought I was going to get a hard no on that one.
Well, part of it's you, right? So we're going to accommodate, our best partners, and we literally, we just make sure you
make it happen. Yeah.
But as a general rule, I would say That's tough, right? Because literally we're encouraging people, and everybody seems to be closing in the morning. Once it's closed at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., it's an awful time to close.
It is an awful time to close.
Late morning, early through the afternoon.
I like early afternoon.
Just start me at 4, 3, 2, 1, 12, 11, and then I'm good, right? That'd be a great day, right? But because in the morning, if there's anything, we still have an opportunity then to handle anything and then get that wire out and everything happen. Because what you have to remember is we have to verify employment again within 3 days. Well, on some loans, 24 hours. Some loans, 3 days.
Let me ask you a question on that verification, because I just got a verification for the restaurant. Someone at the restaurant is trying to get pre-qualified for a mortgage, and so I get this call. What a pain in the butt.
What a pain in the butt.
I mean,
if you don't respond, Keith, we're dead in the water.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and it was just like, I don't have time. I'm busy. I don't have time for screwing with this thing. So, I filled it out and sent it back. Well, then it's, well, what about this? Well, what about this?
What's the likelihood of continuation?
Exactly.
What's the effect of COVID on the employment of said employee?
Right, and they're asking me questions that I don't necessarily want to commit to, because I don't want to put in writing that someone's going to be, yes, they're 100%, and they want it in a percentage, 100% of continued employment. Well, now if they do get laid off, or if something does happen, they can come back and shove that in my face and say, you said I was going to be 100%.
Yeah. Well, one, that doesn't go to the client. So because we had a situation yesterday where we, for one of my branches, called me and said, hey, can you help me on this deal? So what happened is the verification of employment. We're getting hung up now on things. So it has an hourly wage, but they haven't started their job yet. So instead of hourly, people get nervous. The investors get nervous and said, well, with hourly, we can't. But if it said salary of, right, so say a $20 an hour deal, that's about $41,000 salary. So they said, could you change it so it's salaried? Their salary will be versus hourly, because hourly, it gives the impression that it can fluctuate in hours.
Okay.
We're not committed to full-time work. A little language right there.
Right.
Either killed the deal or made the deal happen. So it is tough on the employers. Now, thankfully, a lot of the larger companies are all using like Work Number and some of these national places where we just log in. We have the date of birth, social, name of the client, boom, boom. We have all the data right there, so we can do it fairly easily. But at the end, it's got to be literally a verbal saying, hey,
so when you have someone that's
there.
working at one of these mammoth companies with 10,000, 20,000 employees, how do you get that verification back? I mean, it's the same way. I understand that they have an HR department and all that where it probably goes to, but what a pain in the rear end for them.
Pain in the rear end. So what we do there is we will redo the verification. If it's a large company, they're most likely with someone with a Work Number or something, like we can do a last minute verification again. If not, we'll ask
what is that?
Work Number means that's where all the numerous companies use this thing called the Work Number. So you just dial in, you have a username, password, and it shows that you're employed there, what your income is.
Okay, so
I don't need to go to you, the employer, right?
All online, waiting to be hacked by somebody.
Correct.
Okay,
it is.
Yeah.
What we do in other instances, we'll call the client and say, hey, who's your direct supervisor? Like, who do you report up to? And they'll say, oh, I report to Sally. Say, hey, do you have Sally's cell? And they'll go, yeah, we got Sally. Great, we're going to call. So we call, say, hey, can you just confirm that Keith is still working there and his income hasn't changed and that COVID hasn't affected his employment? Yep. Okay, boom, boom, boom. We sign off.
Done.
But now you take that times, 4,000 closings for the month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the multiplier effect of that. And when it has to be done with people, with flesh and blood.
Yeah, who don't normally answer their phone.
Tough. And we're having that a lot right now. People do not. One of the things that's interesting, probably a whole different conversation, is people don't answer their phones anymore.
No, they don't.
Right? I'm encouraging people to say, hey, people will not answer their phone.
When I have to talk to someone, I'll call them. Of course, it goes to voicemail. Then I'll text them and say, answer your phone, and then I'll call them again.
Wow. So that's what's going on kind of in the marketplace right now, and it's a busy time, but the market's great, rates are good.
Yeah.
We're telling people if you're high threes, let's have a conversation. So anyone listening that has an interest rate that's high threes and you haven't been in it that long, give me a call at 651-231-2500. The other thing that we're finding those. I had one yesterday, called in, had a conversation, kind of went through it. They were at 3.75, but they've been in it 8 years. So we ran it. Really didn't make any sense, right? Because now we extend out again a 7. So we thought about, do we do a 25 or a 20 year? And we looked at that. And at the end of the day, gosh, it just didn't make a ton of sense. So we just said, hey, I think we're good. Now, if we get down to 275, 260, well, no, let's talk again. But so we give, so just so people know, we're not, if you call us, it doesn't mean we're going to try and push you into a refinance. We're just going to look at it and say,
see if it makes
sense.
Hey,
this makes sense or it doesn't. And we don't, quite honestly, everybody's so busy. No one's going to pressure you.
Right.
You know,
because either
it works, makes sense, and it's a no-brainer, or you just move on.
Or it doesn't move on.
Yep.
And then you know.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of just having that call. 651-231-2500. Make the phone call. Find out if it makes sense. It's a quick call.
Yep.
And then if it does, good. Now you can get something scheduled. How long before you can close on a refi now?
45 days probably.
Yeah. Oh, it is. So that's not bad. But your rate is locked, so it's just a matter of
you're locked in. So you're living in the home, right? So we're going to move a purchase. We're going to move our mutual clients up. When you say, hey, let's move it up 2.5 weeks, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't care about my refinance. That can go. They're still living there, and it'll get done when it gets done.
Right. It's in the pipeline.
Yep. It's in the pipeline.
And appraisal times and all that normal now?
No.
Kind of back? No, still backed up?
Backed up pretty heavy. So, again, purchase is our priority, but we're getting a lot of property inspection waivers right now as well. So we don't have to get appraisals on a lot of refinances.
Okay.
So it's good. So it's one of those things we check. And if you call in off the radio show, again, we cover the cost of your appraisal even if we need one.
Okay. Wonderful.
So that number, again, 651-231-2500, and I'll let you kind of take us out.
This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk. Thanks for staying with us. We'll be back next week.